I'm Tony Sklar with bnetTV. We are here at the App World Conference at the Jacob Javits Center, co-hosted with the SMWF as well. I'm speaking with Marshall Sponder, the author of Social Media Analytics. How are you today, sir?
I'm great, thank you.
Excellent. Listen, for all the viewers out there in bnetTV land, tell me about Social Media Analytics and why you wrote it.
I wrote it to, number one, to help the industry understand an analyst such as myself and what we need to do our jobs well. I also wrote it to disambiguate the choices that people need to make in using listening and online systems to do market research and competitive analysis.
So I appreciate where you're coming from here because I'm an analyst by education, and so I love numbers, I love analytics, and I personally spend a lot of time in our analytics on our website, on our social media trends, on our Google Analytics, our multiple different sources of analytics. So I definitely can appreciate where you're coming from. Tell me, what are some of the industry trends that you have seen that are in the book that have evolved over the last 24 months?
Well, one thing is that the sheer amount of data has been mushrooming so greatly that it's just been skyrocketing. Most of the vendors in this hall here have been doing a lot better financially. Their bookings are up by average 2 or 3%, 100%. And they expect, I would say, that 2012 is going to be even better for them. As more businesses are getting on board with doing analysis using social media tools.
What do you think was the tipping point in the ecosystem that, what was the tipping point, another book, what was the tipping point in the ecosystem that turned analysts like yourself on to go, hey, wait a second, this isn't just a social fad, there's actually numbers behind this, and we need to dive in here?
Well, I don't know if there is any one thing, but I think that I myself can trace my evolution from web analytics into this, and just the great interest that people have to extend out. I don't think there's any one event that I would point to more that the prevalence of more and more content in social media and also search going the way social media for link building. You know.
So I would definitely agree with you on search. I do not like to point the finger at top tier 1 media companies for dropping the ball in certain instances, but I do remember a number of different top financial shows out there who would comment on a regular basis, well, is this social media fad within the public marketplace just another bubble?
Yeah, well, I often think it's a bubble myself, but not so much because of social media is a bubble or people's attention span to deal with social media is a bubble, which is another bubble. You know, how much can you deal with? But my bubble is the idea is that people think that these platforms that, you know, can solve the problem of actually reading and dealing with customers, because that doesn't scale well. And the thing is, sentiment analysis doesn't work too well. A lot of the analytics that I talk about in this book aren't really like web analytics and search analytics and database analytics internally, because the data is very malleable and is not structured. So a lot of it really is biased by whoever is touching it and how they're collecting it. And that's something that's generally not understood very much.
Marshall Sponder, thank you. And the book again, Social Media Analytics. I'm Tony Sklar here at the App World Conference and the Social Media World Forum for the Javits Center for bnetTV.